Cool. It's a recording.
So can you tell me what makes your company stand out from all the other competitors in your niche?
So I can go down the feature set, and I have done many kind of videos on those. So I'll stay away from the feature set. In terms of feature set, we actually are probably the most comprehensive out there. We have a lot of features that others don't have. We really think about the customer's journey from integrating with their CRM. We have HubSpot integration, Zapier integration. We have document signing. We have signing directly within the portal. We have ACH funding. We have accreditation. We have emailing. We have a tagging system. We are able to even let the co-sponsors intercept the emails so that monthly updates are sent out seamlessly. We have ACH distribution. We have digitalized investor questionnaire that allows the investors to reuse the previous answers from one deal to the next deal, that making their life easier. We have a single sign-in that allows the investors to basically invest using the same login with multiple syndicators. We allow the syndicators to switch back and forth between the investing and the syndicating view, because a lot of times actually in other portals, you have to create a new account in order to invest in your own deals. And sometimes they forgot which email they're logging with. So these are all the little improvements. I had that feeling when someone gets a Tesla. It's really hard to pinpoint like exactly which feature made a difference, but collectively it feels fresher. It feels more user intuitive. Okay, so that's what the customers say. I want to focus on what I think the business stands out. Like from my eyes, it's like a baby. So what is cool about my baby? I think the first one is customer obsession. And I get that from working at Amazon. I was a software engineer at Amazon before. And it didn't click when I was there. Maybe it did click, but I thought that was I was brainwashed. So I decided, okay, that's cool. Yeah. So, but then many years later, I realized the genius of it. Customer obsession means that we prioritize the customer's needs before our own. Now, a lot of people claim they have customer obsession, but they don't practice it. So I like to think about the negative consequence of customer obsession, because there's no free lunch in the world. You cannot just be like, I have customer obsession. There are a lot of negative consequences. One of the negative consequences is that when customer wants something, we will do it, and in spite of changing our roadmap just to serve that request. And you can imagine as a result, there is more thrash within our company, right? Engineers want to feel stable. They're working on a steady roadmap. But if we keep changing things because customer XYZ wants it, then it's not like the team is happier, right? So it is a culture we adopt. And that is the sacrifice we do have to make. So there's no free lunch on anything. There is a consequence to every value. And the value is we will choose thrash within the organization, relatively more thrash, for the chance to delight the customers. It's a conscious decision. So that's one value. The other one that I think our business stands out is the velocity of improvement. We make changes really fast. And this might tie also to customer obsession, because a lot of companies can say we are obsessed with the customers, but if there's a limitation on how fast they can build the product, there ain't no customer obsession. Like you can want to do amazing things, but if you're not capable of doing them, then there's no point of saying you're customer obsessed. And we were extremely lucky, and I'm extremely grateful for the team that we had, that we have a rock star set of engineers and team members that when the customer wants something, we not only built it, but we build it in a scalable way. I have not seen that we have done any major migration ever since we started. What a lot of the companies did, however, is that they will do something, and when the customer have more requests, they found that their architecture did not scale with customers' demands. Maybe because they were not initially in the industry, so they had to go back and rethink the whole architecture, or they want to cut corners and didn't build it the scalable way. Going back to the first point, because I was trying to solve my own problem, I kind of know exactly what I wanted. And because I was very technical, I actually review a lot of the early tech specs to make sure we don't have to build what we eventually need, but the system must be extensible to what we eventually need. And that turned out to be one of the greatest choices. For example, we have multiple co-sponsors, multiple people can raise money for the same deal, and they could have different messages to their investors. Some syndicators wants to say a certain way, the other one want to say other way. So we built this idea that there could be multiple offerings on the same deal. Each offering is to a set of investors, right? So they can have their customized message. But the investors to come through the multiple offerings will land on the same cap table. I knew that from the very beginning. There are some competitors that didn't build it that way. And then when they try to change it, having multiple classes and multiple offerings, it was a nightmare to do the refactoring. So that's the second one. The third one is being kind, just being a good person. So last month, we had a few customers whose deal didn't go through because of the rising interest rate, and they had to retrade, and the retrade didn't happen. And so as a result, they don't have a deal, right? And they were already into the equity raising process. And what we did was we could waive the subscription fee, or we let them carry over to the next raise. And that's just coming from being human. So those three traits, being customer obsessed, being very conscious about velocity of improvement, making fast changes, and being prescient about the future changes that our system can scale to while being really fast. And then finally, being kind. My own personal attributes that I think of the company as, a company, sure, as a human almost, and that initially the DNA comes from myself as a person. But as the company grows, it becomes not just of my own identity, but the identity of the others, the early team members. So what I have seen is there are a couple new kind of DNA or identities that are being infused to the company right now. One of them is being fun. Fun was not part of my identity, but it's part of the company's identity. And that's because the people who are early employees are fun-loving people. They like to have fun. And so I think we will build fun into Cashflow Marketplace, which is a separate website, separate entity that's tailored towards consumers. And the other one is being personable. I think a lot of our early employees are very, very personable people. They care a lot about people and they care deeply. And I can see that this has become one of our identities. For example, Xiaoli is our head of revenue. She has often been called out by customers being rock star, super, super hands-on, super, super personable. And that is not my personality, right? I would just like, go get it. But this is becoming our company's personality. So I'm able to separate my personality from the company's more and more.
That was a great answer. That was great.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all the questions I have for today.
Cool. All right, that's awesome. Let me stop recording.